down exactly how I made the track that you just heard. I'm going to be going through the exact process that Denon Reed goes through when he's creating his track, so then you can achieve the same sort of sound by the end of this video. First off, let's kick it off with the drums. The drums are really simple and just the same as any other bassline track. We want 4 on the 4 kick. We want the clap going on 2 and 4. I've actually laid a snare with my clap this time round just to get a bigger sound. We've got an offbeat snare. Then we've got our hat just doing the classic offbeat house rhythm. And that's it. All you want to make sure is that your drums are nice and punchy and got good swing. And sound selection is going to be super important to making sure it's got that bassline sound. I'm using the drums from my Absolute Bassline Collection kit, but there's plenty of other drums out there on Splice and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure your sound selection is on point. Now, something really important if you're making a track like Denon Reed, you need a good catchy vocal. So you either want to remix something that's well known, or you want to find your own vocal somewhere. I've got this one here.
Airplane mode, can't call me, let me go. Let me go, she's bad, you should know.
As you can hear, there's some nice vocal chops in there, which gives it that extra bounce as well. But it's also nice and catchy. We've got the aeroplane mode hook, which is nice and memorable, easy to sing. You can imagine a crowd sort of singing it back at you, and that's what you want when you're looking for your vocal. Now, Denon Reed often puts a string pattern like this in his drop. Super simple. And it's literally just that repeated through the 4 bars. Now, whatever key you're in, you want to start your string melody on that. So we're in E minor for this, so I've started mine on E. And we're literally just alternating up to the next note available. And then each 2 bars, you just want to add a little variation just to keep it nice and interesting. So it goes up in the 2nd bar, and then in the 4th bar it goes down. Just keeps the melody nice and interesting. Now we often add a 2nd melody as well with a music box pluck or some sort of bell, and this is going to be a more drawn out melody, something more unique, not as repetitive, and it's going to come in later on in the chorus, and it goes like this. So that's a bit more like a melody line, a bit more something catchy rather than something to fill out the whole chorus. Let's hear those both together and you can hear how they work with each other. So as you can hear, they're not clashing, they're not getting in the way of each other. They're both doing their own thing. Throw in the drums. Throw in the drums and the vocal. Now that brings us on to our bass. Denon Reed bass lines are usually fairly simple, just following a nice pop chord pattern. Something I recommend doing if you can't work out a chord sequence is literally Google pop chord sequence in E minor or whatever key you're in and just copy that, and it's going to work and sound familiar and catchy. That's exactly what I did here. This is the bass line on its own. Now as you can hear, there's 3 different basses going on here, which is what Denon Reed also does. He usually starts it out with a nice and punchy bass line like this. And then for the last 2 bars, it'll switch it up. And that last note there, that last thing there is a quite common thing in the Denon Reed bassline tracks where it sounds like it's going somewhere. And it's sort of following that, actually following the string melody with this. So it's nice to hear both them things work together. But in the first 2 bars, you want to get a bit more creative than that. But it's nice to make it really simple towards the end, just to give a crowd a break and make sure it keeps that commercial feel. Because Denon Reed tracks, even though the bass line, they are very commercial as well, as we've seen by them getting in the charts. And just to make that drop sound bigger, we've just got a couple of effects here. Got an impact and a crash. And if you're wondering where these bass sounds are from, because I know somebody's going to put that in the comments, it's my Pure Wobble preset pack for Subtractor. Now, something Denon Reed mentions when he's making his tracks is he likes to keep melodic bits in the build-up and the beginning of the track, and then the bass line for the drop, and that's exactly what we've done in this track. Again, we've used that string sound, but we've used just more chords here, and we're using that pop chord sequence that I talked about from the beginning. And something I've tried to do in the intro and the build-up and the drop is introduce something new every 4 bars, which is a great technique when it comes to structuring your tracks, just to keep the listener interested. So I'll just play you the intro, and you can hear we just start out with the chords, then we introduce an extra melody to the strings, then we introduce a high note that sounds like this, and then we actually introduce our music box melody right before the drop. Take a listen to that now.
Late night, no sound, no calls, ringtone, my favorite song. Didn't call, didn't text, didn't talk. Don't lie, tell me what you want. Bad bitch, yeah, but we still get it poppin'. I wanna love you, love you. Saying, let me love you, honey, love you. Yeah, saying let me love you, love you. Yeah, say you never love me, never want me, never. Say you never love me, never want me, never.
So as you can hear, super simple but super effective. Like I say, we're just using the string chords stabs at the beginning, like that. Super easy. Then we add this really simple melody. Literally just the same thing repeated, but it's just simple and catchy. Like I said, nothing complicated here, just repeated catchiness. Then to introduce something new in the 4 bars, we've got this high string, which is literally just our root note held on. Then finally, just to make it more bassline and add to the drop, we've just got these effects. So we've got the drum build up here, which is just a snare drum going, increasing in velocity to make it louder. And we've also got a filter on it, as well as, this is the filter. And then we've also got reverb getting added to it to make it sound bigger as it goes. And then we've just got those classic crash hits, as well as that gunshot sound before the drop. We also add some extra reverb to the vocal as well at the same time to make that sound bigger and, you know, just to add to that drop.
So you never love me, never want me, never.
And that's really it. All super simple techniques, but all used super effectively, and all the parts work together. Sounds super clean, but it has that bassline feel and it has that commercial feel, which is exactly what you want when it comes to the Denon Reed tracks. Now I've explained it all, I'm going to run you through from the beginning so you can just take a listen and hear all those techniques that we've used.
Late night, no sound, no calls, ringtone, my favorite song. Didn't call, didn't text, didn't talk. Don't lie, tell me what you want. Bad bitch, yeah, but we still get it poppin'. I wanna love you, love you. Saying, let me love you, honey, love you. Yeah, saying let me love you, love you. Yeah, say you never love me, never want me, never. Say you never love me, never want me, never.
If you want to learn how to write bass lines to put in tracks like this, then watch a video on screen.